Vladimir Putin announcing the immediate partial mobilization of Russian citizens as the tensions with the Ukraine continue to escalate. Putin making this announcement during a television address earlier this morning. He is calling for that partial mobilization due to those conditions with Ukraine. He says those efforts could start as soon as today. He also referenced a potential use of nuclear weapons, saying that, quote, "Those who try to blackmail us with nuclear weapons should know that prevailing winds can turn in their direction," end quote.
This morning, in a rare TV address on the war in Ukraine, Vladimir Putin appearing to threaten a nuclear strike against the West. Saying those who are trying to blackmail us with nuclear weapons should know that the wind can turn in their direction. Putin adding, this is not a bluff. With Russia sustaining heavy losses on the battlefield, Putin also now bringing in a partial draft. His defense minister saying 300,000 men with reservist experience will be called up to fight in Ukraine, claiming less than 6,000 Russian soldiers have been killed in the war. Western officials estimating 20,000, with another 60,000 Russian troops injured. And in another major escalation, Russia also moving to declare large areas of eastern and southern Ukraine, which its troops occupy, as part of Russia. The Kremlin planning to stage referendum votes in those areas later this week. The US rejecting Russia's actions, calling the votes a sham. Putin upping the stakes as Ukrainian forces continue to retake ground. Here, Ukrainian troops marching into a village in Luhansk, showing Russia no longer has full control of that eastern region. And in the same area, incendiary shells raining down on a village recently liberated by Ukrainian forces, according to Ukraine's Ministry of Defense releasing the video.
George, by moving to annex a large part of eastern and southern Ukraine, Putin is trying to signal that attacks on those territories will be seen by Moscow as attacks on Russian land. President Zelensky will address the UN General Assembly via video link later, as will President Biden in person. The president expected to deliver a stinging rebuke of Putin's war here in Ukraine.
Jacob's trouble, that's going to be in the cities when they put those perimeters around, and there's going to be mad was back in 70 AD. They had no mercy on Jacob, and the Most High did that. The Most High pushed them Edomites, those Romans, them old Roman Empire, man. Those same guys are here, and their spirit is going to be vengeance on Jacob. And then when World War III, they're going to do the draft. A lot of you guys are going to be drafted, man. They're going to be pulling you guys right out of your home, man. Those 2/3, they're going to be shipped out overseas, and they're going to be slaughtered by those Persians and then Russians. And Most High willing that I'll be here tomorrow with another lesson. All praises to Yahweh Bashar. Fear the Most High always. So let it be true. The water.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. The following message is transmitted in the request of the United States government. The North American Aerospace Defense Command has detected the launch of 10 Russian missiles, which are headed for the United States. These missiles are presumed to contain nuclear warheads, and are predicted to make impact within the next 15 to 25 minutes. Predicted impact sites include Washington, D.C., New York City, San Francisco, California, Seattle, Washington, New Orleans, Louisiana, Salt Lake City, Utah, Helena, Montana, Kansas City, Missouri, Rapid City, South Dakota, and Boston, Massachusetts. All persons within 100 miles of the impacted areas should seek out fallout shelter now. If no such shelter exists in your area, get as far underground as possible. Stay away from windows. Using everyday household objects, put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. You should get together a basic survival kit, including a flashlight and a hand-cranked or battery-operated radio for use during your stay in the shelter. Stay tuned to local media for further information. Do not venture outside until it is declared safe to do so. The President will be speaking on all stations shortly. Please stand by for this message. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WABC. We will continue to serve the New York City area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the New York City area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone line should remain open for emergency use. This is an emergency action notification.